Hello everybody, and welcome back to the last chance episode of War Machines. Over the past 12 episodes, we had a great time during that, as we saw lots of chaos, destruction, major defeats, and we are nearly ready to start the semifinals of this tournament. In Semifinal A, which will be completed in the next episode, it features the winners of the first 6 heats, which includes Cobalt, Hydra, Bite Force, Death Roll, Ice Wave, and Blacksmith. Those 6 will be ranked the top 6 of the 8 in that semifinal, but probably not in that listed order, and these 6 will be joined by 2 of the wild cards that will be determined tonight. In Semifinal B, which will be completed in the following episode, it features the winners of the last 6 heats, which includes K2, Sawblaze, Mo, Hypershock, Black Dragon, and the winner of the last heat, Endgame. Those 6 will be the top 6 in that semifinal, but most likely not in that order, of course. They will be joined by the other 2 wildcards that will be determined tonight. The official rankings for each part of the semifinals will be revealed a few days before that episode is released on my Instagram, so be sure to follow in the green square for those sneak peeks. Let's meet the 12 machines who are all runner-ups in the 12 heats and look to claim one of the 4 wildcard spots and get into the semifinals. Our first competitor that's fighting for a spot back into the tournament is Son of Waiachi. The full body spinner they have has led to the destruction of many of their opponents until they ran into Cobalt in their heat final. This is one weapon whom you don't want to allow to get to full speed, or you better avoid it. Next we have Huge, a very hard to fight design. This bot might have 2 large exposed wheels, but that vertical spinner they have for a primary weapon has led to major damage to their opponents in their heat, and they ran into Hydra in the heat final, which was one of the closest of the season. Our third team is the Robot Wars Series 8 champion Apollo. They won their first 2 fights and even one of their heat final fights with Bite Force through the use of that flipper. Their very well designed flipper bot will definitely be one to watch in this episode, so their opponents better not let that flipper get underneath them. Our fourth bot is Daedalus, BuggleBot's 2019 third place winner. This bot has one of the most powerful weapons out of the 12 bots who are fighting for a spot back into the tournament tonight. They left their first 2 opponents in pieces and even gave Death Roll a heck of a challenge in their heat final. This one is another one to watch. Number 5 is Lockjaw. This design has a nasty combination with a vertical spinner and 2 forks that makes them very low to the ground. Exposed wheels were a problem for Lockjaw in their heat final with Ice Wave, but still, this is a very dangerous design that you don't want to underestimate. Number 6, we have the runner-up of BuggleBot's 2019, Thunderchild. Thunderchild pulled off one of the major upsets in their heat finals. They took down their top-seeded Witch Doctor. This is one design that's very difficult to kill. It may have had trouble with judges' decisions, but you still don't want to underestimate it. Last chance competitor number 7 is Minotaur. Minotaur has provided a lot of destruction in all of their fights in their heat final, but unfortunately fell to K2, a very similar design in their heat final. This design is still very dangerous and you do not want to underestimate it. Number 8, we have Valkyrie, an undercutter horizontal spinner. This weapon has led to the destruction of multiple of their opponents, but fell to Sawblaze, who had a major design advantage over them. This is one bot you don't want to go easy and box rush it, prevent that weapon get from getting up to speed. Number 9, we have Monsoon, a vertical bar spinner. Another very powerful spinner bot enters the arena once again after getting some major victories and a few close ones in their heat final with Mo. Another design to watch is this one, so be ready for it. Number 10, we have Robot Wars, there's Series 7 semifinalist Thermidor 2. This bot managed to pull off major wins against both Yeti and free shipping in their heat, but fell just short of the semifinals in their heat final with Hypershock. This bot has a flipper that you'll want to avoid as much as possible. Second to last competitor is Rotator. Rotator managed to pull off 2 brutal victories in their heat before running into Black Dragon, who also had design advantage over them. This is one powerful bot, and those weapons make it pretty well defended, so this is another one to watch. Our 12th and final last chance competitor, I bet you did not expect to see Tombstone fighting in this episode. as Tombstone, who is probably one of the most powerful weapons in the competition. Not many opponents have been able to stand up to that weapon, but Endgame did. This will definitely be another bot to watch here. We'll have to see how their opponents strategize against them. Good luck to all 12 competitors, and let's check out tonight's fight card. Tonight's fight card features 4 rumbles that includes the 12 competitors we introduced earlier, fighting for a spot back into the tournament. These 4 matchups were determined randomly. In between the 4 rumbles, you see 3 exhibition fights that include 6 elite BattleBots who fell in the first 2 rounds of their heat. While the results of these fights will not affect the tournament, they do get another chance to fight again. All fights on this fight card will be 1 fight, single elimination, winner takes all. For our first fight of the night, we will lead it off with a rumble that is completely free of BattleBots, as Apollo, Daedalus, and Thunderchild will be fighting for tonight's first wildcard spot back into the tournament. These are 3 very different designs, so that should make this one very interesting. Next, the first exhibition fight of the night is a rematch from BattleBots Season 3, as Yeti will get another shot as they take on Whiplash. Our second last chance fight of the night features 3 more different and dangerous designs, as we see Monsoon, Thermidor 2, and Tombstone fight for wildcard spot number 2. I bet we will see a lot of destruction in this fight, which we like to see. The second exhibition fight of the night features fan favorite machine Duck, who will take on the vertical spinner of Uppercut. The third last chance fight features Minotaur, Rotator, and Valkyrie. These 3 elite designs are all very tough to beat, and this fight could go anyone's way, so that will make this one very interesting. Our final exhibition fight features a rematch from BattleBots Season 1 and the Las Vegas event in the early summer of 2019, as Bronco and Witch Doctor, who have won one of these fights each. No matter who wins this one, it should be a very entertaining battle. Our final last chance battle and fight of the night, we have 3 dangerous designs from BattleBots, as these are Huge, Lockjaw, and Son of Waiachi. This should be an excellent fight to end the night and should be incredibly entertaining, and we should see a lot of chaos. Want to know who will join our 12 confirmed semifinalists? Let's find out as we get to the first fight of the night, Apollo, Daedalus, and Thunderchild. Let the bot battle begin. Apollo coming in, Thunderchild going right for Daedalus here. Apollo gets a flip in, but then almost turns themselves over here. Thunderchild underneath Daedalus, trying to push them around. Apollo and Thunderchild trying to turn towards each other, trying to get an inch here. But now they're coming after Daedalus again. Apollo nearly underneath Thunderchild there. Daedalus comes in, gets a hit in on the backside of Thunderchild here. Apollo flips Thunderchild. Lots of big action here in the first 30 seconds of this fight. Here's a Thunderchild underneath Daedalus again. So now we got Apollo underneath Thunderchild again, coming in for another flip. Couple of flips there by Apollo, as Apollo now charging after Daedalus after taking a few hits from that horizontal spinner. That's definitely a weapon they want to avoid as much as possible. So Apollo gets a big flip on Daedalus, and Thunderchild charges in there, wanting some of the action of their own, before taking a flip from Apollo and another one, and Thunderchild is flipped over. Luckily they can drive upside down, but they are still just as dangerous, even though they are not as low to the ground. Daedalus, I don't know if they're having drive issues or something like that, but they definitely aren't driving as well as they have at the beginning of the fight here. So I'm just spinning around. They do have that weapon up at full speed, though. I do see some pieces around the arena, so that horizontal spinner is clearly causing damage here. Halfway through this fight, and I gotta say, I don't know who is winning this fight right now, as there's been lots of actions from all 3 bots, as there went a big piece of Apollo that went flying there. And now Apollo's flipped over right after they charged into Thunderchild, and Thunderchild charges right into Daedalus. Another charge by Thunderchild. That's kind of been their best bet so far in this fight. Charge after Apollo and Daedalus, try and get some more control in this fight. Apollo coming in, flips himself, gets flipped over by Thunderchild. Now Thunderchild trying to get underneath Ethan. There went some pieces of Thunderchild. Lots of damage being done by that horizontal spinner here. less than a minute to go in this fight, and lots of points for probably all three of these bots here. This has been a really close fight. What an opening fight to this episode we are seeing here. Was all three bots want that spot into the semifinals here. Big charge and a big hit onto Daedalus from Thunderchild, and another charge and another flip from Apollo. Less than 30 seconds to go in this fight here, as these three bots are just all not backing down. Oh no, a couple of hits to the underside of Apollo from Daedalus' spinner. 15 seconds to go in this fight. As Apollo's flipped over, they can self-right quite easily. Charging after Daedalus, trying to get one last flip in. We got less than 10 seconds to go. There's another flip and another charge. Apollo's flipped over, and we will take this one to the judges, as this fight will be scored based off of BattleBot's 7-point scale, where the bot can get up to 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control. Now for the decision. The decision was split. The winner, who will claim a spot in the semifinals, is Apollo. As very close fight, as that could have gone any way between any of these three bots, as all three bots fought very well in that one. We will see Apollo again in the semifinals, as they have won their way back into the tournament. Coming up next, we will see Whiplash and Yeti, as that should be another excellent fight. If you think that last fight was good, the fun is just getting started here. Let the bot battle begin. Whiplash coming right at Yeti, kind of like what they did when they met back in Season 3. Whiplash charging at Yeti. They know they have the advantage in ground game, using that lifter to their advantage here. Yeti on top of Whiplash there. Some early points there for Whiplash, but there was a piece of Whiplash that went flying off. Don't know if that was part of the weapon, part of the wedges up front, or something like that. Yeti goes over the top of Whiplash again and goes right into the rails. And now Whiplash has Yeti trapped in the corner. Big hits there from Whiplash. Some big weapon on weapon action here. But then Whiplash continuing to push Yeti around. Pieces are flying off of Whiplash. Could this affect them later in this fight? It's definitely that vertical spinner has been taking damage, as that thing does not look normal compared to how Whiplash started this fight. Yeti on their side, but they do get free. But now Yeti trapped in the corner again. They gotta get out of there quick. Taking more shots is Yeti. More weapon on weapon action. Whiplash pushing Yeti again right into the rails. But Whiplash struggling to get that lifter underneath. And they've also lost their entire vertical spinner. Could this be a game changer here, as now Yeti's got Whiplash against the rails? It's like that lifter is taking a bunch of damage too, as I don't think Whiplash can really get underneath Yeti with that thing and come in with a lift. So now they have to rely on push power if they are to win this fight here, as we have a minute left to go in this fight. Another big piece of Whiplash comes off. And now Whiplash coming in underneath Yeti once again. Some big hits, and off comes one of the wedgelets on one side. Damage starting to stack up on Whiplash here, has the tables completely turned in this fight. Yeti trying to get to the sides, trying to get to those exposed wheels. But now Whiplash pushing Yeti into the rails again. 30 seconds to go, and this has been an excellent fight. What an exhibition fight we are seeing here. Whiplash opens up the Pit of Oblivion. Are they going to try to put Yeti down the pit here? 20 seconds left in this fight. Whiplash pushing Yeti again into the rails and takes a hit from that drum spinner. Some more action there, and Whiplash is flipped over, takes another massive hit. 5 seconds left in this fight. And Whiplash ends up down the pit with 1 second left in the fight, and Yeti wins it by knockout. What an exhibition fight we just saw. Coming up next, we have our second wild card match. Who will take it will be Monsoon, Thermidor 2, or Tombstone. Let the bot battle begin. Thermidor 2 coming in there, charging after Monsoon, but takes a hit from that vertical spinner, and now takes a hit from Tombstone's spinner. But now Monsoon flips Tombstone and knocks Monsoon off balance, and Tombstone goes flying thanks to that flipper. Another lift by Thermidor 2. Thermidor 2, some big aggression coming in, and now they have both bots off balance. Decent start for Thermidor 2, but here comes Monsoon. Some bot lost a wheel there. I think that was Monsoon that just lost a wheel. And Monsoon gets some airtime from Thermidor 2's flipper, and now Thermidor 2 going after Tombstone. Tombstone gets some airtime, but now Monsoon dishes out some damage as Thermidor 2 lost one of their pincers, and now as they just took another hit to the sides from Tombstone. Thermidor 2 is going to want to be careful about those exposed wheels there. Tombstone could easily remove those. More pieces flying off here. Monsoon and Tombstone going at it, but now Thermidor 2 underneath Tombstone pushing them around. Good start for Thermidor 2 here as they are showing lots of aggression, lots of control. But then of course damage is primarily being done by the two spinners here. Monsoon hanging around the Pit of Oblivion. They are down the Pit of Oblivion. It is now down to Tombstone and Thermidor 2, and now Thermidor 2 loses the last of that other claw. Are they going to try to put Tombstone down the pit? They got to be careful to not go down themselves here. Tombstone's got a fully functional horizontal spinner here. Big hit from Tombstone. Thermidor 2 does get a flip in there. Tombstone trying to go for those exposed wheels, as that is where Thermidor 2 is weakest right now. 1 minute left to go in this fight, and I gotta say, Thermidor 2 might have an edge here with how they did at the beginning of this fight, but now they just took another hit to the sides. Tombstone goes over the top of Thermidor 2, trying to hit those exposed wheels, getting some jabs in it. There goes a wheel. Thermidor 2 down to one wheel left right now with 40 seconds left. Can they survive here? Now as Thermidor 2 trying to inch their way towards Tombstone, they gotta be careful to not lose that other wheel. Now as there goes the other wheel. 30 seconds left in this fight, and Thermidor 2 is motionless and taking some hits from the spikes, and they are now on their side. Tombstone's just gotta stay back. Could a countdown be coming on Thermidor 2? Countdown is coming with a little more than 10 seconds. The bell is not going to save them here. It's looking like Tombstone is going to win this one by knockout, and Tombstone will join Apollo in the semifinals here. Half of our semifinal spots have been determined now. Coming up next, let's have another exhibition fight between Duck and Uppercut. Let the bot battle begin. Duck charging at that weapon. Their usual strategy against spinner bots is just go straight for the weapon, try and get their opponents to kill themselves. But Duck is flipped over right now, unable to use that lifter to their advantage. And right now Uppercut charging after Duck here, trying to get to the sides of the backside. They do get a couple jabs, possibly try and get to those exposed wheels. Now Duck just not able to get free here, and takes some shots from that vertical spinner. Good start by Uppercut here in the first 30 seconds of this fight. Another couple of shots from that vertical spinners. Uppercut going to try and get Duck out of the arena. Duck flipped back over, right sided up, but then flipped back over again right as they hit that weapon of Uppercuts. And now Uppercut ramming Duck near the pit release button. And Duck is now in the corner here with that vertical spinner pointed right at them. Duck trying to jammed up that spinner right now. But now Duck free. Is Duck gonna try down the sides? Nope, takes another shot from that spinner. Uppercut just on the attack here. They just have not been allowing Duck to be able to get any action in. There's a piece of Duck on the arena there. Uppercut clearly doing some damage here. Halfway through this fight, gotta say Uppercut has the lead by quite a bit right now. There goes Duck. Did they possibly get their lifter stuck on Uppercut? But nope, just turned Uppercut over, but luckily they can drive from that position too. Duck just going right for the weapon right now, but they appear to be taking they're taking a lot of punishment as more pieces coming off of Duck here. 1 minute left in this fight, and I gotta say, Uppercut's definitely got the lead on points here, as one thing the judges do like to see is damage done by the primary weapon, and Uppercut has been succeeding at that right now. As Duck just been using their usual strategy of going for the weapon, but right now, Uppercut almost using that to their advantage. Duck trying to use the spike on the top of their plow. Now Duck gets some breathing room, comes after the weapon, takes another massive shot, taking hit after hit from Uppercut, but this bot just won't die, as Duck is one of the most durable bots in the competition here. Takes another massive hit, and more pieces come off of Duck, probably come off of the front there. But now Duck trying to get some pushing in, and this fight has gone to the judges, as this fight once again is scored based off a BattleBot 7-point scale, as said in the first fight. And now the decision. The judges unanimously scored this fight in favor of Uppercut, and I agree with that fight, as Duck struggled in that fight. While they were able to take hits from that vertical spinner, Uppercut just had the upper hand for almost the entire fight. Coming up next, we have fight number 3 for a spot back into the tournament. Who will take it and join Apollo and Tombstone in the semifinals? Minotaur, Rotator, or Valkyrie? Let the bot battle begin. Rotator going right for the pit button. Odd strategy here. It's like Minotaur and Valkyrie going at it over in the corner here. Minotaur seems to be winning most of those exchanges with that drum spinner. Now Valkyrie in the middle between some very dangerous weaponry. Valkyrie seems to be taking the most punishment so far. Rotator getting those blades up to speed, getting some big hits in on both bots. Minotaur getting some hits on Valkyrie there. Minotaur seems to be doing the most damage between the 3 bots so far. So these 3 bots all just going at it here in this corner. Minotaur stuck on top of Valkyrie's spinner, but then Rotator helps free Minotaur, but Rotator does land in a bunch of big hits with those horizontal spinners. 3 bots with dangerous weapons here fighting in the arena, fighting for a spot back into the semifinals. Valkyrie wedged between a couple big bots here. Minotaur going at it, trying to do more damage with that drum spinner. Right, a little more than a minute into this fight, I'd say Minotaur has the lead so far. Rotator not far behind alongside Valkyrie. Minotaur seems to be smoking a bit. Could Valkyrie be doing some damage to Minotaur with that spinner? Off comes a piece. It looks like a piece of Valkyrie's horizontal spinner. That's not going to be good if this continues. More weapon-on-weapon exchanges between Minotaur and Valkyrie. Rotator just getting those blades up to speed, coming in for some attacks. Getting to the backside of Minotaur here. I'm not sure how much damage they did up there. Valkyrie turned over. They are a little less effective, but they are still just as dangerous with that weapon up to full speed. Big weapon-on-weapon exchange between Valkyrie and Rotator. Minotaur just coming right after Valkyrie. Minotaur nearly gets taken down to the pit. Rotator tries to put Minotaur down, but sadly gets pinned between both bots there, but luckily Rotator did get free. Rotator coming in. Minotaur pushing Valkyrie down the pit and stumbles themselves. Rotator wins, and Rotator is back in the semifinals. That was unexpected there, but we will see Rotator again in the semifinals. Coming up next, our third and final exhibition fight of the night between Witch Doctor and Bronco. Should be another awesome one. Let the bot battle begin. Bronco and Witch Doctor coming right at each other. Bronco gets a flip in on Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor coming at the sides with that powerful vertical spinner, trying to do some damage to the underside, even possibly get to those exposed wheels there. But then Bronco's not going to make that easy with that side armor they have there. Witch Doctor trying to get underneath Bronco again, lands another flip there. Witch Doctor getting to the sides again, getting to the underside of Bronco here. Could they do some big damage there? And Bronco gets another flip. I think they're going to try and flip Witch Doctor out of the arena like what they did in these two bots' first meeting. There's another big hit by Witch Doctor. Bronco has to self-right there, but they successfully do that with their own flipping device. Witch Doctor takes a couple flips. Bronco nearly gets Witch Doctor out of the arena. Another one, and nearly gets Witch Doctor out again. Big flips being landed by Bronco here. Minute into this fight, and I gotta say, it's been relatively even. And Witch Doctor takes a massive flip and hits the ceiling of the arena. What flips we have been seeing from Bronco here. Pieces of Bronco coming off, possibly pieces of their side armor. They land another flip on Witch Doctor, another one, and Witch Doctor's out of the arena. Witch Doctor's out, and Bronco wins this exhibition fight. Coming up next, we have the battle for our fourth and final wildcard spot. Who will take it? Will it be Huge, Lockjaw, or Son of Waiachi? Coming up next. Let the bot battle begin. Son of Waiachi getting that spinner for speed. Lockjaw and Huge going after each other right now. And a big hit to the side of Lockjaw, and Lockjaw loses a wheel. And there goes another hit by Waiachi. Waiachi spinning out of control. Luckily they do land right-sided up. It's going to be big trouble. Lockjaw loses another wheel, and part of their spinner, another big piece of their spinner. Lockjaw taking major damage in the first 30 seconds of this fight from Huge. Lockjaw, more and more damage being taken here. Could have been a mistake for Lockjaw to go right for Huge at the beginning of this fight here. Lockjaw is in big trouble early. Lockjaw is also being counted out. Son of Waiachi going right for Huge. There goes a piece of Huge. And Lockjaw has been counted out already. Lockjaw out in the first minute, and now it's between Son of Waiachi and Huge. Who will get this last semifinal spot? And off comes a wheel. Huge has lost a wheel. Son of Waiachi has a major design advantage here between these two bots, but don't underestimate Huge, as that vertical spinner has gotten them out of a lot of trouble. That vertical spinner is not something to mess around with either. More big hits from Son of Waiachi's spinner here. Son of Waiachi now going right for Huge here. They want that semifinal spot badly, as they're trying to go for that other wheel on Huge. But then they gotta be careful they don't take themselves out in the process. Another big hit, and pieces of Huge going flying off. Another big hit. Got a little more than a minute left to go in this fight. Gotta say, Son of Waiachi has turned the tables completely. Huge is definitely on top at first, as they KO'd Lockjaw, or at least was responsible for most of the damage done to that bot. But now Son of Waiachi may have just taken over. Son of Waiachi's got to be careful of the floor flipper there, as they were on top of it. They got to be careful to not get launched. More big hits from that full body spinner here. Son of Waiachi just showing no mercy to Huge in this fight. Son of Waiachi's got that weapon speed, less than 30 seconds to go in this fight. Another big hit, and off comes the other wheel. Huge is motionless right now. 15 seconds left on the clock. Will they be saved by the clock here? 10 seconds in this one. It's looking like Huge is going to be saved by the bell. It is looking like this fight will be going to the judges as Son of Waiachi spins out of control here, but the clock hits 0. This fight is going to the judges. Once again, this fight will be judged based off of Battlebot Season 4's 7-point scale, as said before. Even though Son of Waiachi did cause most of the mayhem in this fight, and controlled probably the last half of the fight, Huge did cause most of the damage done to Lockjaw and was the reason for Lockjaw's KO in the first minute, so this could be a closer fight than most people would expect. And now, the decision. The winner, by unanimous decision, who will claim the 4th and final spot into the semifinals, is Son of Waiachi. As Son of Waiachi will claim the 4th and final spot back into the semifinals. We will see Apollo, Tombstone, Rotator, and Son of Waiachi as those 4 bots have won their way back into the semifinals. Congrats to the other 8 contenders. Even though they did not make it to the semifinals, they fought very valiantly and provided us with a lot of entertainment here. We will see semifinal A next episode. That should be a very exciting episode, and we should see a lot of more mayhem. Thanks for watching this episode. Thanks for all your support. I am looking forward to this next episode. Good night.